Hello guys, so welcome to KO Tutorials. So here I am coming up with continuing the tutorial of JCB over here. So we'll be completing this tutorial. So few things are left out. We'll be completing the texturing part and do some basic lighting on it. So let's get started. So as you can see over here, we have done almost a lot of texturing part over here. So the things which are just left out, let's complete that. So let's go into file, view image file, and let's take the reference over here. So let's just go into this and let's take a reference for it, and let's assign some shader to it. So again I'll go into this, let's go into the material over here. I'll go into the slate material editor and I'll just assign some shaders. So I'll go into this and I have this shader over here. So I'll just assign that over here. So now after you assign this, I'll just minimize this part over here, or we can again go over here and we have assigned the darker one, so we can just assign the darker shader if required. Select this part and this part, we can assign a bit of a chrome or a bit of a metal over here, that can be assigned. After that, few things are left. We'll be assigning the same shader for this also. So we are going to make it very simple. So select this, again go into this, let's go down. So assign the same over here. The same metallic shader. So few things which are very similar over here, which we will be assigning over here. Again select this, go into the material. Okay, this is I think a glass, I guess so. No, this is also a metal. Okay. So wherever the metallic stuff is required, we'll be just assigning it. The chrome and all this, we can just assign that. So select this stuff, all three over here, and we have this part. Okay, we have assigned some reflection for this. So let's just assign the same shader. Select this, let's just delete this, and I'll just duplicate it. So let's just duplicate it over here as required. So select this, again duplicate it. So we can just duplicate this stuff as required. So select this and this. Let's give the same metal. That's a metal. So we'll be defining the same over here. So select this polygons, excluding this. Go again into this, and we have this metal. Let's assign that. Okay, that is not the correct one. The top one which we have taken, let's assign that. I'll inverse it and let's give this chrome shader. to it. So we can just assign a chrome shader. So we have just defined this stuff. Again select this metal part and let's again define the same shader. So if you want to unwrap anything else over here, or if anything is required to unwrap, you can definitely unwrap it. So I'll just select this, I'll just duplicate it over here, I'll just delete it, select this whole thing and slightly I'll just place it over here. Select this part. So this is going to be again a metal. So if you want to assign a texture, you can assign a texture. That's totally okay if required. So I'll again select this stuff over here. Go into the material. Let's go down and let's just assign with a lesser reflection. So you can do that if required, and in case if you want to unwrap few of the things like this, so you definitely have this buttons or something. We'll just assign a color over here. So let's again take a Vray material and let's take a color or something. I'll just assign a color to it. Just name it as buttons over here. Go again into this and let's give a color to it. In case if you feel to unwrap something like this, I can go over here. I have an option that's unwrap UVW. So we can unwrap this each and every part individually also. So you can just go into the polygons over here and select this, whatever part you want to unwrap it. You can easily unwrap this. So let's just select this part. Select this part. I'll just exclude this part. So alright. This is for understanding, you can definitely do it. Let's go into this. Then you have an option that's quick planar map. You can go into the UV editor. As you can see, I can just slightly push this out. The different parts you can easily unwrap it. Again you can go to the top over here. Select this part. Select this. Let's again go on to the top. We have taken the planar map, quick planar map. Again go over here. So you can select this stuff and slightly you can just rotate it. You can slightly rotate this stuff. So whatever areas you want, you can just easily unwrap this part. So again I can go into this. I'll just exclude this. So let's just select this part and exclude the area you don't need it. So let's just exclude that part, and again a quick planar map. open UV editor. You can go over here, and also you have an option over here. You can just use a relax over here if required. That's totally okay. You can even cut any of the part out if required. So you can just select this part, and if you want you can easily cut that part out from here also. So you can just go into the UV editor and you can cut it if required, or you can just keep it as it is. That's totally okay. You also have an option called explode. You can explode that particular part if required. You have also option called peel. So there are many options where we can utilize this. You can weld it, you can stitch it if you want to open that particular part. So you can just go over here, you can select this. If you feel you want to unwrap it separately, you can do that. That is totally possible over here. As you can see, so I used a pill over here. Then you can just select this edges. If you want, we can just weld it also later on. So that can be done whenever it is required. So that is possible over here. We can do that. Okay. So the same way we can do it on all the sides wherever it is required. So you can even select this part and you can just unwrap the area. So I'm definitely inside the UVW, as you can see. We don't need anything of it, so we can just subtract that, and let's again go over here. You can even do it separately if required. Quick planner map, open UV editor. You can do this separately. That's totally okay. That can be done in this way. So this is just for an example. If you want, you can take it in Photoshop and we can texture it later on. So now the remaining part which is just left. So again select this part over here. So we are doing some manual texturing. So again I'll go into this. Let's again go into the material. Let's just give a metallic shader. The same we have assigned it in the way. The same way for all of this. Again go into the material and let's assign a metallic shader. So I'll just delete this. I can just duplicate it. So I'll slightly shuffle it inside as required. So I can just go into this and I can just make it as local over here, and I can shuffle it wherever it is required. So the same way, again I'll delete it. Again I'll just push this up over here. Same way. So on the other side we can select this both over here, and we can just mirror it, copy it in the Z axis and push it over here. So definitely just only few things left. Select this part the same way. We can assign the metallic shader to it. So we can just take a reference of it if required, and over here what I'll do is, like, I'll just go over here, I'll put one swift loop, select the polygons, and let's assign a chrome shader. Control I, inverse, and let's go into Vray material. Let's just give it a bit of a glass. So I'll slightly give a color, I'll give a refract, give a bit of white, and assign it. That's it. So I'll just end isolate this, and if required to give a frosted glass, you can make it a frosted glass by adding a noise in the bump map. So that can be done in this way. Alright, so guys, few things are left which will be just covering up. We'll be doing some lighting part. Max to max it will take 1 or 2 parts more, and we'll finalize this tutorial completely. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section. So we'll continue the rest of the part in the coming tutorial. So almost we have done a lot of things over here. So thanks for watching this tutorial.